Nirmala Panta, a name etched in the heart of Nepal, a chilling reminder of justice denied. 13 years old, a bright smile, a future brimming with possibilities. All stolen on a sweltering July day. July 26, 2018. The air hangs heavy in Bhimdata, Nepal. Nirmala, a dutiful daughter, sets off to her friend's house. Textbooks in hand, she carries the weight of dreams, unaware that this ordinary day will be her last. The hours crawl by. Anxiety turns to dread. Nirmala doesn't return. Her family searches frantically. Hope dwindles with each passing moment. The nightmare begins. The next day, the unthinkable. Nirmala's body is found discarded in a sugarcane field. Her clothes are torn, her body violated. Brutality marks the end of her story. Or does it? The quest for justice has only just begun. The news spreads like wildfire. Grief engulfs Nirmala's family, shockwaves ripple through the community. The authorities vow justice, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. But this hope is fragile, easily shattered. The initial investigation is a study in incompetence. Evidence is compromised, witnesses overlooked. The police, under immense pressure to deliver, make a hasty arrest. A 41-year-old man, already known to the police, becomes the scapegoat. His confession, extracted under duress, rings hollow. The DNA evidence doesn't lie, it's not him. Public anger erupts. The botched investigation only deepens the wound. The demand for justice grows louder. The nation watches, waiting for the truth to emerge from the shadows. But the truth, it seems, is a slippery thing, evading grasp. DNA evidence. In this age of forensic science, it holds the promise of irrefutable proof. In Nirmala's case, it becomes a source of both hope and frustration. Samples are collected, analyzed, a glimmer of hope, but questions linger. Was the crime scene properly secured? Were the samples contaminated, mishandled? Doubt casts a long shadow over the investigation. The National Human Rights Commission weighs in. Their report is damning. Serious lapses in DNA collection and testing, the integrity of the evidence compromised. The truth once again recedes further into the mist. The DNA, meant to be a beacon, becomes a source of confusion. It points towards an unknown perpetrator, a ghost that haunts the investigation. The quest for justice becomes a desperate search for answers in a maze of uncertainty. The wheels of justice grind slowly, too slowly for a nation demanding answers. In the vacuum of concrete information, rumors swirl. Social media becomes a double-edged sword. On one hand, it amplifies the cry for justice, mobilizes protests, keeps Nirmala's story alive. On the other hand, it becomes a breeding ground for speculation, conspiracy theories, and unsubstantiated accusations. The public points fingers at the police, at influential figures, at anyone who might be shielding the perpetrators. The pressure mounts, threatening to buckle the fragile investigation. The case becomes a lightning rod for public anger, a symbol of the deep-seated mistrust in the system. The people demand accountability, transparency, and most importantly, justice for Nirmala. Section 5. The long shadow of incompetence, systemic failures laid bare. Nirmala's case lays bare the systemic rot within the Nepali justice system. Incompetence, negligence, and a pervasive culture of impunity plague the investigation from the outset. Evidence is mishandled, witnesses intimidated, and potential leads ignored. The police, instead of seeking justice, seem more concerned with protecting their own. The government, under fire, forms investigative committees, shuffles personnel, makes promises. But these actions ring hollow, lacking the genuine will to unearth the truth. Nirmala's case becomes a tragic testament to a system that fails to protect its most vulnerable. A system where the scales of justice are often tipped in favor of the powerful. Section 6. Bhandari, the voice of justice or an agent of chaos. In the midst of the chaos and confusion, one name emerges, a controversial figure who both propels and muddies the quest for justice. Bhandari. A local journalist, Bhandari becomes deeply involved in the case. He uses his platform to amplify the public outcry, to challenge the authorities, to demand answers. But his methods are often unorthodox, his accusations inflammatory. He targets individuals, fuels public anger, creates a climate of fear and suspicion. Bhandari walks a fine line between seeking justice and exploiting tragedy for personal gain. His actions raise uncomfortable questions about the role of the media in sensitive investigations. Section 7. A mother's unwavering pursuit. Durga Devi's fight for her daughter. Amidst the political maneuvering and media frenzy, one figure remains constant: Durga Devi, Nirmala's mother. Her grief is a raw, visceral force that propels her on an unrelenting quest for justice. She navigates the labyrinthine legal system, confronts apathetic officials, and endures the pain of reliving her daughter's tragedy over and over again. Durga Devi's strength is awe-inspiring. She becomes a symbol of resilience, of a mother's love that knows no bounds. Her fight is not just for Nirmala, but for all victims of injustice in Nepal. She embodies the hope that even in the face of unimaginable loss, the human spirit can find the strength to keep fighting. Section 8, 5 years on. The unanswered questions haunt a nation. 5 years have passed since Nirmala's life was brutally cut short. 5 years of investigations, protests, promises. And yet, the central question remains unanswered. Who killed Nirmala Panta? The lack of closure haunts the nation. It serves as a chilling reminder of the deep flaws within the justice system, the power dynamics that shield the guilty, and the vulnerability of ordinary citizens. New leads emerge only to fade away. Suspects are questioned, then released. The truth remains elusive, buried under layers of incompetence, apathy, and perhaps something more sinister. Nirmala's case is a scar on the national conscience, a constant reminder that justice delayed is justice denied. Section 9, Beyond Nirmala, a call for a stronger, more just Nepal. Nirmala Panta's story is not an isolated incident. It is a tragic reflection of the challenges that plague Nepal's justice system and society as a whole. Her case underscores the urgent need for police reforms, for a judiciary free from political influence, for a society that values justice and accountability. It is a call to action for every citizen to demand better, to hold those in power accountable, and to create a Nepal where every life is valued, and every crime is met with swift and impartial justice. Nirmala's legacy must be one of change. Her tragedy, a catalyst for creating a Nepal where justice prevails, and no other parent has to endure the unbearable pain of Durga Devi's loss.